Time heals when we decide to work on ourselves. Oftentimes, we want miracles to happen overnight when work hasn't been put into ourselves. I had to learn that in order to grow, in order to change, in order to learn, I have to give time a place for it to do its job. I had to really identify what I was going through to learn that I can't heal overnight. Furthermore, I can heal in due time. See, time heals because it teaches us how to be patient. It forces us how to learn and go with the journey. See, the journey teaches you lessons that you're not prepared for when they're present. When they're present, now we believe that what has happened to us, what has happened for us, is it happened to us, which give us the victim mind state of, why did I have to go through this? Why did I have to experience this? Why me? Time heals because it forces you to take accountability for your actions. Time heals because it develops you as a person and help you grow more mature than you think. Time heals because you evolve more than you expect, because what you didn't expect has taken place because you started working on yourself. What's going on, everybody? My name is Terryl with the Humphrey, and welcome to another episode of Failure is Knowledge. Here at Failure is Knowledge, we grow and talk about life and how you can become the best version of yourself. Before we dive deep on this topic about time heal, on how time heals, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, leave a like, wait towards the end, leave a comment, leave a subscribe, and really get ready to learn why time heals for us as individuals. The first point I want to hit on is that time forces growth and maturity. I didn't understand growth and maturity because I'm thinking what I went through, my tough times, my depression, my loneliness, I thought I was being punished for it. Yet I didn't recognize it wasn't a punishment. It was a lesson to help us grow. It was a lesson to help me learn. It was a lesson to help me identify what I just experienced. See, tough times come, adversity come, and as it's coming, how was I able to handle it? How do we handle the unknown when the unknown knocks us off our feet? I mean, I was playing football in high school, and I got blindsided. When I got blindsided, I lost my sight. And when I lost my sight, everything went black. Because I got blindsided, I wasn't ready for that adversity. I wasn't ready for that hit because I wasn't looking in that direction. See, life presents lessons when we least expect it, because when we expect what we think is for us, in all actuality, it's preparing us for something we don't even know. When I got blindsided, it told me, okay, maybe I should keep my head. I should keep looking left and right as I'm running, because I never know who's going to come or what's going to come when I least expect it. I never know what's going to come when I least expect it. See, time heals is identifying that it is okay to go through the journey, but I also have to grow into my maturity. I have to grow into my matureness, because if I'm not keeping my head on the left and the right, and I'm looking at my surroundings can knock me down because I'm not ready to accept it. One thing that I learned about football is that when you get knocked down, you can get back up. When you get knocked down, you can get back up, because it's not the end of the game. It's not the end of the game. What do you mean? I had to learn that even though I got knocked down this one time, this second time, this third time, this fourth time, this fifth time, this sixth time, this 20th time, I was able to get up and get knocked down the time after that. See, time heals is you becoming more mature in your development. See, I didn't understand that my growth was being developed because I was being consistent. My growth was being developed because I was taking daily action. My growth was being developed because I was doing the work on the back end. I was learning the playbook. I was learning about myself. I was learning how to be in the correct position when the position was meant for me to be there. See, I didn't understand that my growth was maturing because I had to learn about things that wasn't in front of me. How can I picture myself in the play when the play wasn't even playing? How can I picture myself in a position of life when life hasn't even presented that opportunity to me yet? See, life happens, and it's happening for us. We just think it's happening to us. When it's happening to us, we ask ourselves, why me? Why did I have to get blindsided? I wasn't ready for this. I thought I was, but it was a premature thought. It was a premature action, meaning it came too early. That what took place, it came too early because we wasn't ready to receive it. When I got blindsided and my eyesight was blacked out, I had blacked out for like 30 seconds. I had to learn that the lessons that I learned in football is the same lessons that I learned in life. As I'm going along my journey, as I'm going along the process, I'm going along learning about who I'm becoming. I have to keep my head on the left and right to learn who's for me. Adversity shows you the person that you're becoming. You can't bring everybody. I didn't understand time healing. I didn't understand growth maturity was me learning how to put myself first. See, when I put myself first, now I'm protected. When I put myself first, now I'm protected. Protection comes from awareness. I didn't understand the amount of awareness that I had within myself to believe I deserve to grow into this matureness. See, when it got tossed at me, I wasn't ready for it. When I got blindsided, I wasn't ready because my head wasn't on the swivel. Yet this prepared me for life. It prepared me for something I didn't even recognize was even here. It prepared me for growth. It prepared me for matureness. It prepared me to be aware of who I'm becoming. I don't know all the answers today, but I know I've learned more within myself for the last 24 years. Why? Because life gives you the option of growth. But the option is only an option if you're not taking action for yourself. I began to take action for myself because I was growing into my maturity. The next point I want to hit on is acceptance and forgiveness. See, this was hard for me. I had to learn how to accept and forgive when I was the one that was heartbroken, when I was the one that was disappointed, when I was the one that put myself in that situation to get hurt. You see, I didn't understand acceptance came from accountability. Forgiveness came from identifying, assessing the situation and recognizing that you can't change what has already happened. And it was so confusing to me because why did I have to go through that hard time to learn this lesson? Why did I have to experience this tough, overwhelming day and time for me to learn more about myself? I had to. Well, that was the question I kept asking. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? I thought I was a good person. See, that's the thing. Accepting that I am a good person is forgiving that I can't change what has happened for me. Why? Because as life is happening, time has to heal our wounds and turn them to scars. Time has to heal our wounds and heal them to scars, because when it's a scar, it has properly healed. See, many of us are going around wounded because we haven't healed ourselves. We haven't put the time into ourselves to grow more. And since we haven't been growing more, our wounds is freshly open, and as it's open, it hurts to take that step. It hurts to take that action because the wound is still open. The wound is still fresh, and the wound is still painful. See, what the difference between a wound and a scar is that a scar has healed. A wound is freshly open. A wound is freshly felt. A wound is freshly seen. See, that's the thing about the wound, because we have to go through life to get these wounds, to understand that these wounds are not destroying us. They're just preparing us for the next play. Not just only for the next play, but for the next adversity to come right in front of us. See, adversity comes because it doesn't stop happening. Growth happens when we accept and forgive ourselves for what we have been through. See, life happens as it's happening for us, no longer to us. I didn't understand when I had this mind of victim. I was blaming myself for everything. When I was blaming myself, it caused my wounds to be open. It caused my wounds to really be in have a lot of pain, because when you touch it, I feel it. Not just only feel it, but I'm just remembering on everything that just happened. Why? Because I haven't had time to properly heal. Time happens when I identify. Time is happening for us because we are accepting what is happening to us. Time is happening to us because we are accepting what is happening for us. There we go. I had to fix it right there. You feel me? See, that's what we have to learn, is not to be so hard on ourselves. Yes, we all go through adversity. Yes, we all go through tough times. Yes, we all go through depression. Yes, we all have pain. Yes, we all have trauma. Yes, we all have experienced tough times. But us experiencing the tough times, that adversity, them hard times, the depression, does not make it the end of the world. If you really want to be honest, it's preparing you to become the best version of yourself. And now, no longer are your wounds open. Your wounds are slowly turning to scars. Your scars are properly healing because time is doing its job. Your scars are properly healing because time is doing its job. See, here's the thing about life. When you get knocked down once, you're just getting your feet wet. You gotta step a little bit. You gotta step a little bit further into the water to understand this feet that's wet. I can take some more pain. I can take some more hits. I can take some more adversity. Yet as they getting presented to me, I handle them in a whole different manner. Because I have forgave myself and no longer am hard on the person I'm becoming. See, that's when I began to accept the person that I was becoming. Not questioning, but forgive my past, because my past is with me, but it's not destroying me. See, now when I understand that my past is not destroying me, it's with me, that's when my scars are present, but they are no longer wounds because they no longer hurt. And since they no longer hurt, I have grew within myself because I forgave and accept everything that I've been through. That's how you grow into your maturity. And that's how you grow into your maturity, because of the amount of forgiveness that you are giving yourself. I had to learn that forgiveness starts with self. I can't ask the next person for forgiveness if I haven't forgave the person in the mirror. Why? Because now I'm asking for something that I don't even know how to accept. See, that's the thing about life. Time heals because it's helping you grow into your maturity. So the last point I want to hit on before I even hit on it, so this Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m., I'm having a free webinar on how to repurpose your pain into your passion. And this webinar is going to help you become the best version of yourself, because we're starting with the roots. We're starting with where it began. This Wednesday, make sure you register. Click the link in the bio. Click the link in the description. The link will be in the description. Click the link to sign up for this free webinar this upcoming Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you there. And the third point I want to hit on is building resilience. And it's incredible how these points tie into letting time heal for us. Building resilience is saying I can get knocked down once, but I'm going to get back up. I can get knocked down twice, but I'm still get back up. It might be a little bit slower, but I'm going to give the effort. Get knocked down 3 times, I'm giving effort, but it's going to take a little bit more. Get knocked down a 4th time, I'm giving effort, but as I'm giving effort, I don't feel like it's doing anything for me. See, when you get knocked down, you're building your resilience because you can handle the unknown. See, the unknown is teaching us and showing us that when you get blindsided, you get blindsided for a reason. I was blindsided when I played football for a reason, because my head wasn't on. I didn't move my head left and right because I was just focused on one thing. I was focused on one thing, and that one thing caused me not to pay attention to my surroundings. Why? Because I knew once I get to that place, once I do that one particular thing, this one thing is going to be so great. I'm going to feel so great about myself. See, as we're on the path to greatness, it's not going to be a smooth sail. It's not going to be a smooth road, because the road has some bumps, some curves, some turns, some hills, some gravel on it that we haven't faced before. The road is not going to be perfect, because the path that we're taking is building us to accept everything that's coming for us. Right? So now, as we're building resilience within ourselves, we understand that time has to come into effect for us to heal. We have to hit that curve wrong to understand, like, maybe I should slow down before I get there. Maybe I should just slow down just a little bit, because the way I just felt, it wasn't good. Maybe I should put my blinker on before I make this right here, because I know it's coming up. Instead of just taking it right with no blinker and then just turning because I knew the turn was coming up. Maybe I should follow the map rather than going off my instincts, because I think I know where I'm going. But just because you think you know where you're going doesn't mean that the destination is going to be there. The GPS, the GPS that we're taking for this path is helping us build more resilience within ourselves. Throughout each roadblock, there's an adversity that's waiting for us. And adversity is not familiar, because this is something that we haven't faced. Well, depending on how much you have internalized within yourself. So if this is your first rodeo, yes, this is going to be difficult. It's going to be so overwhelming, because you don't know how to handle it. You don't know how to accept it, nor do you know how to forgive yourself. The more we put effort into learning more about ourselves and going against the adversity, going against tough times, and going against times that we don't even expect, and going against unknown times, we prepare for our growth. See, we're growing into our maturity, and as we're developing more in ourselves, we have to accept and forgive our journey. And as we're accepting and forgiving our journey, we're building resilience within ourselves. Why? Because adversity comes as it's coming. We handle it in a different manner. We handle it in a different perspective, because the perspective that we had the first time is completely different from the 20th time. Why? Because we are forgiving ourselves and have accepted everything that we have been through. See, life happens because as it's happening, time is healing us. Time is healing us, which means that our wounds are turning to scars, and our scars is here for representation. It's here for representation because of the growth that we develop within ourselves. I've learned that when I start the journey, when I begin something, I have to dive all the way in instead of be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It's like me swimming. It's like me swimming and getting my feet wet. Yes, the water a little bit cold. Yeah, it is cold. But see, with me and swimming, right, I know how to swim. So if the water too cold, I'm going to get my feet out the water. I'm going to get my feet out the water instead of trying to walk in. That water too cold. I'm going to get my feet out the water. But then I'm going to go to the deep end. As I'm going to the deep end, I'm going to jump in it. Why? Because I want my whole body wet. I want to face the adversity head on, because as I'm facing the adversity head on, the lesson get presented to me faster. Rather than me taking my time and saying, oh yeah, this cold. Oh, hello, this water kind of cold. I ain't gonna even lie. But the water cold because we're letting it get to us. Rather than us getting out, if you can swim, rather than us not just getting our feet wet, how about we just come around and jump into the deep end? As we're jumping to the deep end, we face our fears. Our fears are getting faced because adversity is getting handled. And then when adversity get handled, we're building more resilience within ourselves. Because you're not just jumping into the deep water, you're actually having courage to jump and leap and believe that everything that you're doing is going to work in your favor. I had to learn that the actions that I was taking was preparing me to accept the journey that I wanted to be on. Accept the lessons that I needed to learn. Accept the pain that I needed to go through, because the pain was so unbearable. It was so uncontrollable. It was so unknown. And as I was preparing for the lessons were so heavy because I didn't forgive nor accept what has happened. See, it happens And as it's happening, we have a choice to face it with the utmost belief or to shy away from it and run away from it with every amount of fear that we have. I only have one fear, and it's fear of snakes. I really don't like snakes because of, like, man, that's a reptile that can eat a whole human. Okay, I don't like that. I don't associate with snakes. Snakes don't associate with me. You feel me? No. Here's the thing. I know what I'm really afraid of. There's nothing in the world that will make me not be afraid of snakes. Nothing. There's nothing in the world that would not make me afraid of myself. Nothing. The same amount of fear that I have about them snakes is the same amount of fear that I have about not succeeding, about not changing, about not growing, about not developing. See, I made a choice to learn more by myself and to jump in the water when the water was so freezing. And the water is the pool of life, because we have to face our adversity head on rather than running away from it. Now, don't get me wrong. If that snake come about, I'm going to go the other way, because it's not a battle that I want to face. We got to understand the battles and the limits that we have within ourselves to understand, can I push that? Or if I push that, will it be for me? No, not them snakes. I ain't going that way. The other path with all the hills, the climate, the pavement, the turns, the curves, I'm going that way. I'm going that way. Why? Because there's no snakes on that side. I have to know my limits because I forgave myself. And once I forgave myself, I began to understand and accept that I can't help if I'm not helping myself. I can't help if I'm not helping myself. That's what I've learned. That's why letting time heal you, you are identifying more about yourself. You are identifying the growth that you're developing because of what you have overcame. You think what you have went through was an accident? You think what you experienced was not on purpose? You think what you have endured was not a lesson to help you grow? I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything happened when we least expected, when we're not prepared for it. Yet when we prepare for it, the unexpected becomes more controllable because we have grew into our matureness. And see, letting time heals you. You are identifying that you can handle anything that come your way because you have forgave yourself. You accepted everything that has happened. You grew in your maturity, and you build resilience. That resilience is so special because it doesn't stop right here. It doesn't stop right here because it's just beginning. It's just beginning. And before we end, I do want to give you something. Since you stayed to the end, I would love to give you a gift, and it's called 10 Ways to Start Workbook. All you have to do is click the link in the description below, and you will be able to learn how to start your journey and have more clarity on everything that you're doing for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment on how you're going to let time heal you and grow into your success rather than running from what you can become. If you enjoyed this video as well, click this video right here, or somewhere right here. Click this video below, and to watch more videos on how to develop personally within yourself.